the road again.
Yeah, might as well go ahead and do a car YouTube video right now. We're just talking about how much Packer Bell used to suck back in the day. Or actually, better yet, we're more or less talking today about aesthetics versus functionality.
And actually how much all computers used to suck back in the day. And by back in the day, I mean like yesterday.
Yeah, even going way back to like when they had the, what was it, PS1 from IBM. Not to get confused with the PlayStation, but some of those, the PS1, where they had their own little bastardized shell that pretty much come up with a window environment before Windows was actually out there, which of course, not all that pleasing, but still better than Navigator, which is the prime example of today's topic. Navigator is basically set up to make it look like you're actually in a real office on your desktop, because at the time, all you really had was Windows 3.1. So Navigator says, hey, let's come up with this nice pretty shell for people, make it easy for you to use a computer.
Take exit 8 on the left for US 23 south toward Toledo.
Oh, that's our navigation.
Yeah, our navigation. This is what happens when you do a video recording in your car. So anyway, we did that.
Good thing you're not driving.
Exactly. Hands here.
Never text and drive, kids.
Or try to do a YouTube video and drive.
Or install a new version of Cyanogen on your phone while you're driving.
Or Ubuntu.
Not that I've ever done that. Don't try this at home.
Yeah. Another thing you shouldn't try is Navigator from Packer Bell.
And that was 0 what? You said Windows 3.1, so we're talking.
Yeah, we're talking about 95. So this is going way back when I was still in junior high and first years of high school.
So my question was, how does that compare with Microsoft Bob?
I think it was just as garbage.
Although it hasn't been the butt of nearly as many jokes, right? I mean, Bob was like, it's kind of its own joke, right?
Yeah. Navigator is actually trying to be real pretty and really aesthetic. The problem is, the functionality of it was horrible. Because of course you were power users, you couldn't get to anything because there was no more command line. You had to dig and find it. Which actually there was, but you had to dig and find it. And do like more of the, just customized Windows, you had to dig and find the stuff. And of course, Windows 3.1 was almost completely buried, you couldn't get to it.
Now here's one
This
thing.
actually made me very happy when Windows 95 came out. Hey, I can finally get to a command line without rebooting my machine to DOS and actually do stuff at the right way. And also, going from Windows 3.1 to 95, you would think programs run slower. They actually ran twice as fast as now Navigator was gone.
Take exit 8 on the left.
Now that's an interesting point, because if you go back to that, I mean, that's how Linux has always kind of been, is you've got the command line by default, and then X Windows or whatever desktop environment is just on top of that.
Right.
When I went to Windows 95 back in the day before I discovered Linux, that was one of the things I missed mainly. It's like, oh, you can't dump back to the command line. But there's a trend to that even with Linux now. You have in X Windows, there's that what do they call it? Don't zap setting, which basically disables Control Alt F1 through F6. So you know, presumably noob users who don't know how to use Linux can't accidentally dump themselves to the command line and, ooh, how do I get back to Windows?
Start X!
So for those that haven't discovered Control Alt F7, it's, you know, it's not a bad thing. On my system, I make sure I can always dump out to the real command line in case X crashes or freezes or something. I know Linux never freezes, right?
Yeah. Yeah, while we're on the topic, too bad we can't. Oh, that also reminds us of another operating system.
Turn right onto Plymouth Road.
I think it was something a few years ago known as Vista.
Then make a U-turn.
Speaking about trying to be more aesthetically and then killing all functionality, which portion was fixed with Windows 7. So of course it's okay, don't say any more stable. Cool, we're good. Then Windows 8 came out. Enough said. So that's one thing I've noticed with Microsoft operating systems. It's like they have reverse Star Wars movies curse. Star Wars movies. Every even number is good. Every odd number sucks. Microsoft operating systems. Odd numbers, good. Even numbers, suck. So I guess instead of saying, Con! They were like, developers, 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 developers.
Okay, we just gotta stay still. And look up there. Yeah, that's good. Perfect. All right, here we go.
There you go, Will. cool. I'm taping this, but I can see the infrared on the camera.
Awesome. Okay, great.
Profile pic right there.
Yeah, right? Okay, we'll save it. What's your name?
Will.
Will, what's the first initial of your last name?
Sure, B.
B?
Yep.
Will, you want to give me your email?
Bear?
Yep.
B is in beast.
Get your cardio in. Whole thing is all this is hard to fist bump. Actually, what, man? Yes, at this point you see we're actually playing around with a few things like this bite. So more or less at this point you can say we're mixing in bro science with geek science, which you can only do at places like the Mini Maker Faire. Have fun today, and bye, get back to lifting. Yes, before you ask, that bike is modded and connected to a tape player, a cassette, like Soundwave.
Very cool.